Imagine embarking on an unforgettable journey through the heart of Italy, where every turn is a new treasure and every moment is filled with beauty and culture. You start your adventure in Rome, the eternal city. Next, you venture into the rolling hills of Tuscany, where the air is perfumed with the scent of vineyards and olive grove. The journey continues to Venice, the floating city of canals and gondolas, after Five Earth and Milan. But your Italian adventure doesn't end on land. It's about to get even more extraordinary. A magical journey through Italy, topped off with a house music festival on Costa Cruise. Dance under the stars, relax in style, and discover exclusive performances on deck, all while sailing to some of the most beautiful destinations. There are 3 packages to choose from. Sailing dates are from September 24th through the 28th, 2025. Book yours now at festivaloncruise.com.
Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Heidi's House. I'm your host, Queen Bee Heidi B. And today's featured guest is Phie Claire. She's an artist, award-winning vocalist, songwriter, composer, music producer, and label owner. I'm very excited to have her joining here in our podcast and to learn more about her house music journey. So, are you ready? Then let's go. So, here she is, Phie Claire in
Hello,
Heidi's
Heidi.
house. Yay! Welcome. I'm so happy and excited to have you here and hear more about your house music journey. So I hope you are doing well today. How are you today?
Thank you, Heidi. First, thank you for having me. I'm really happy to be in your wonderful podcast. I think it's great. I really adore what you're doing. It's wonderful. And so today I'm actually much better because I was suffering from a very bad cold, as I told you. But no, everything is fine and looking forward to our interview today.
Yes, I'm happy that you are joining here and being a part of this podcast phenomena that has been going on. And since you are our featured guest today, I will actually lead us straight to our first question, which I know it's not maybe the easiest because you have been around for a long time and so forth, but could you tell us in some short summarizing way, who is Phie Claire?
Okay. Very difficult question. The most difficult one. Okay, now, well, I started very, very early to sing and dance, and I knew from kindergarten age that I would like to become a singer or a dancer. Those days I couldn't make up my mind, but then like by the age of 6, I knew, no, it's the singing. I really love music so much, and I come from a very musical family. All my family were always listening to music. There was no day without music being played loud in our house, and both of my parents were really jazz lovers, but also other stuff, like Deep Purple, Zappa, whatever, you name it, good music. So I was totally influenced by that as well, but mostly the jazzy, soul-y, funky side of music was my biggest inspiration. The first song I was hearing was, I think I was about 3 years, I fell in love with, was actually a Louis Armstrong song. And I really loved it so much. It kind of brought me to the idea that I need to make music, and this is my life. So
Yeah.
basically, music is my life.
Oh,
And of course, there's other things like family and friends and all of that. But I always knew this is what I want to do. And so I planned my whole life around that, basically. I went to take singing lessons very early, and I was playing at the theater already when I was a teenager and stuff like that. I had my first band, and my father, who had a jazz club, that was really great because I kind of grew up there in the jazz club, and I could jam along and be around music all the time. And yeah, so till now.
Yeah, that's the whole roots and origins of your story as an artist and singer, songwriter, composer, and many more things that we are about to reveal here. So can you tell currently about that? I mentioned already you are I actually mentioned in the intro part, which was before starting this, that you are, for instance, award-winning vocalist, composer, music producer, label owner. Can you tell a little bit about those?
Yes. Okay. Where shall I start?
I know.
Okay. As I said before, like my music was always was soul, disco, and funk.
Yeah.
I even had a nickname. My father always called me when I was little, Funky Liesel,
Oh,
because of my love for funk music. And yeah, when I was like a very young adult, I moved to London because I wanted to, do some music there and meet people and stuff like this. And that's when I actually fell in love with house music. Living in London in the 80s, it was like the late 80s. There was a lot going on. And there were all these one-nighters. They were called Snowball or funny names. And you only knew like a couple of days before, or even at the same day, where it's going to happen. So I would go there and have fun. And yeah, that's when I fell in love with house music. And after that, I kind of knew that it will not only be like soul, funk, disco, it will also be house music that will, have a big part in my life. So after London, I moved back to first to Berlin, and I started to do music there, producing with some really nice people. And that was kind of more like soul to soul direction, because that was the time where soul to soul was quite, and I really loved them.
Me
too. But after that, I moved to Hamburg, which is actually my, well, I'm born in Hamburg, my hometown, so to speak. And this is when really I started to professionally again do house music, and I met some really great people. That was later SMC Unity as well. We were actually 3 people that the name is SMC is for Sophie, Matthias, and Christoph.
Sophie, Matthias, and Christoph.
Yeah, we were like 3 people who were, putting together this project SMC Unity, and then we had a major release with Mercury, and it was actually a big club hit in Germany and also some other European countries by that time.
Yes.
Yeah, but before that, what I have to mention is that with one of the SMCs, I was doing another project for the Ministry of House. It was like a competition, and we won the competition along with Boris Dlugosch won also on the same competition, and 1 or 2 others from like really, really many different artists. And so we won the studio production, and it's a vinyl release, and that was really, really nice. And that song I wrote was When Nature Strikes Back. You can also hear it in my SoundCloud. And yeah, that was the beginning kind of for house music, Phie Claire.
Yeah, And hey, people, she mentioned now that release, so go and check it out. Go and check it out. So, you have been awarded from your vocalist skills. So, could you tell us a little bit more about that too?
Yeah, as I said, this was the Vinyl Release Award for Ministry of House, and that was my main award. There were like small other awards, but they are not really to mention. You know, I've lived in so many different cities and countries, and yeah, but that's the main one I would like to talk about because that's house music.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And you are also running your own label. How long you have been running your label?
Oh, wow. Disco Roots Records. Yeah, about 2 years now. And yeah, it just kind of happened, you know, because when I decided to really go back to music, because I had this break where I moved to the South Pacific with my family. And there I did some stuff for radio and stuff like that, but nothing really. There was no house music scene or anything. So I couldn't do much there. And I decided that, okay, whenever I go back, I will start again. And I did. So
beautiful. Yes, you did. Definitely.
And I felt I was slowly feeling myself into the new scene. Started to produce my own music and stuff. And so I just kind of had the idea, why not have my own label? That way I can decide a lot myself. And I have more control over my own music because you produce so much and you give it away to labels and stuff, which is fine and great. And I will always carry on to do so. But it's also nice to have a little bit, some songs under your own control, you know, and that's basically why I did Disco Roots Records, to also have some productions that I just have under my own command. How do you say? My English is not like 100%, as you know. I'm not.
I don't, but I totally feel you on this because, like prior, you know, the audience doesn't, of course, know it, but I'm gonna share it now. That prior to starting this interview, we just talked a little bit that we tend to share a lot similarities, and I share that idea with you wholeheartedly, that it is great to have that, since we both run our own labels, to have that something for your own that is like really the full expression of your style, and you have more control of everything around it, the style, sound, remixes, visuals, everything, the way you promote. And it is somehow very, very, very important and close to our hearts. I can see that, and it is our form of expression. While we still, of course, collaborate and release with the other labels, which is also a beautiful blessing. But I completely feel you on that.
Yes, I know. We have so much in common. That's really amazing.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. Somebody said to me once, like, oh, you're taking the easy way. But to be honest, I think it's the other way around, because having your own label is more the hard way, because there's so much work involved with it. And also, yeah, to be recognized, you know, by the industry with your own label is a big, you know, a lot of work. So for me, it's very, very easy to just sing for people and just release on another label, because I don't have to do anything but the singing. But with my own label, I have to do everything. I produce, I do the artwork, you know it.
I know
how much work it is.
And definitely it is, I agree with that as well, that it is the harder route to take. But and actually, really needs a lot of investment of time, a lot of creativity, and you need to build the label. If we release with some already very bigger established label, it's truly easier for us. But at the same time, it is something that gives us a lot when we need to learn and be so creative. So it's kind of like interesting journey also to follow that. Okay, what's next?
It's also a lot of fun, yeah.
Yeah. So it's motivating in that sense as well. All right. I had a question where I would have been asking you what got you into house music, but basically you already answered to that. So I'm gonna,
Sorry.
no problem. It makes you made my task easier here now. So you also mentioned a bit about this as well, but I still would like to ask, who are the artists that have inspired you the most? And I understand that you have a wide taste in music, so who are those really like those artists that has somehow touched you most and inspired you?
Yes, okay. There are hundreds of them, of course, but I will start with the ones that were the first, artists that inspired me. Were like really the Isley Brothers and Earth, Wind and Fire, Marvin Gaye, Aretha Franklin, and of course, like there are so many others later that, I can't just, it would be a list that goes on for hours, but Barry White, very different people, and very vocal orientated, of course, because I love vocals. Vocals to me is the most important thing about music, and I think everybody probably can hear that or felt that when you're listening to my music, because I think instrumentals are fine, but I'm very rarely an instrumental. Do the hustle maybe, but there's even vocals in it. But instrumental can be very nice, but it's not like some vocals that's touching the heart. I think a vocal is not only the lyrics, is the way, of course, it's sung, but also the melody, and this is the real story. And so sometimes I'm a little bit sad that vocalists are not seen as the, essence of everything. I think they deserve the really highest. I've seen yesterday, oh gosh, no, I can't. Oh God, sorry, I have so much on my mind. It's okay. Maybe it comes back later. But anyways, I have something else prepared for you, but I wait for your maybe next question.
All right, but I have to say that that I also share these thoughts very much. Of course, well, we are both vocalists, so it makes sense that we are very oriented towards that, and we write the songs, we compose the songs, so we all both are telling stories and this kind of thing. So it naturally is part of us and our form of expression, and how or what we also pay attention to. And I also feel that there are so many amazing vocalists that would deserve maybe more recognition of their contributions together. It's not away from anybody else if we recognize all people contributing to the music. So I do share the same similar trade of thought there. Let's continue then to next question. And I know this is again quite tricky for many of my guests. I have been asking to name about 3 of their top house tracks. sometimes it's almost impossible, so I have allowed 4 or 5.
I have loads of them. I was thinking about that question because you told me that you're going to, I mean, you didn't tell me all your questions, but that was one of the questions you were nice enough to tell me before. So I was thinking, and every day I changed my list. No, but basically, also from here, I go by the beginning of my house music journey when I fell in love with house music. And as I told you earlier on, when I was living in London and we would go to these one-nighters, to these, you know, club nights that were put together in warehouse and stuff like that. I remember like we would go home and it would be already daylight, the birds were singing, you know. We were walking through Camden or so, and we were screaming of our lungs, "Can you feel it?"
Oh,
from Mr. Fingers. And that is the first song that kind of really, and then there's other songs that, like Big Fun, for instance, Inner City. This was giving me this pure, I mean, like, they're very different. Can You Feel It was this like, you know, a hum, like, can you feel? But then Big Fun, this was giving me this uplift feeling that house has.
Yes.
It's really, really showing this kind of feeling. And there we come to this house as a feeling. And it is really, it's not just words, you know, it really is. It is a feeling. And if you dig the feeling, you love house, you know what house means, and you don't even have to ask. But if you don't feel it, then you don't feel it. It's okay. Then you like some other music maybe or so. There are so many other songs, of course, like Beautiful People, or Show Me Love, and so many. But yeah, this was the most
influential and memorable.
And I remembered now what I was trying to mention earlier on the post I've seen yesterday was about Candy Staton.
Oh yes,
Young Hearts. And I've seen like a couple of weeks ago already on TikTok, it was becoming sort of like a trend a little bit, that the song. And it's such a great tune. But what people surely need to really understand is that Candy Staton, she's the hero in this song, nobody else, you know. And this is something I sometimes feel a bit sad if they talk about these wonderful singers and don't really highlight it enough, you know. But
yes, I agree. And actually, what I know from based on Candy Staton's interview, that song was very, very important for her. She was going through hardships then during that time of her life when she recorded that, and based on what she has been telling in interviews is that song was literally feeling to her that it was telling about her life situation and everything.
Yes.
So
yeah.
Very, very powerful artist, very powerful singer, and shout out to Candy Staton now.
Yes,
we have a chance.
love you.
Have a chance to do that and highlight that, but amazing artist. And I would say that she definitely would also, she's one of many that would deserve more recognition of her.
Yes, and there I have, and on the other hand, then again, also how important DJs are and all these, you know, producers, because they give them again, like the opportunity to show their beautiful talent. True. So saying about the vocalist is one thing, but I think it's togetherness. I mean, we have to do stuff together, and we are all just as important. I mean,
absolutely going hand in hand. I'm always saying that the DJs are my best friends.
Yeah, I mean, music without other people is boring. I mean, you can do like a song by yourself, that's okay, but you still share it with other people. And so if music would be only available for your ears only and nobody else, it would be not the same.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Together.
Togetherness, and house is a
Yeah.
feeling, and house music is all about that togetherness, vibing together, the community, all that peace, love, unity, and house music. So
that is house, yeah, and that's totally has been always my motto, really. Exactly that.
That's the essence, and we share that too.
Yes.
So now, Phie, I would like to continue to next question, and I am sorry to say I'm not sure if it's gonna be any easier than the last one. But I'm gonna be quite brief. We have only a few questions left, so maybe we focus on 2, and this would be one of those. So out of all of your own production songs, your own works, what would be the one that is somehow standing out to you more? Or is there one that stands out to you more, and possibly why?
That is the most difficult question, of course, because yeah, very, very difficult. Okay, I can only try to minimize. Of course, When Nature Strikes Back was important because we won this really beautiful competition, and it was, to me, the beginning, in a way, for house music. And Make It Happen was very important to me, and that's because Make It Happen was in my early career, my biggest success. It was for many, many weeks top 10, but top 10 was then a bit different than today. It was like a major thing, you know. And wherever I went, every nightclub that I went, they played my song, which was such a cool feeling. And we were touring all over Germany. And that's something I prepared for you, because I was looking I still have so many things in boxes because I've moved, and I've moved so many times anyways. I couldn't find many things, but I found some things which are really cool. From the tour of Make It Happen. I found like this old this Pass for Artists, Club Respect Volume 1. And I don't know if you can see it. So it says who's on the venue playing: Tony Humphries, Maurice Joshua, Boris Blugosch, and SMC Unity Live. So that was, for instance, like one of the gigs. And I found another really cool thing. Can't show you the phone numbers, but they probably wouldn't exist anymore. But I found this piece of paper from some magazine house, like a magazine for what's going on stuff, big party event or something. I don't know if was that day. I can't even remember it. I've got Lem Springsteen here and Lonnie Clark, their telephone numbers. So I can't even remember, but they've given it to me on one location.
Nice.
Yeah. And that was also quite cool. There was a Skull the House tour that was all over. We toured all over Germany with it. There were really cool people, like Barbara Tucker was also gigging, and Moose T, and Tony Humphries, and what else do I have? Sabine Christ and Boris Blugosch, of course. We did some stuff together as well. He belonged to the same management. We were under the same management at that time, which was called Hausfrau.
Oh, Hausfrau.
Yes.
Okay.
It was
This is a task for everybody who has a hint of knowledge from German. Hausfrau.
Hausfrau, yes. Yeah, that was their logo. I found this as well. Hausfrau. And this was the main person here was Andrea Juncker, and she was a former A&R on some major record companies, and she started her DJ booking and management agency, and they were like all really by those days the names like Boris Lugosz and they were all under her, and we were also in her management. She arranged all that. Thank you, Andrea. It was a great
shout
time.
out to Andrea now, if she would happen to watch. Thank you.
She's not. She's
you.
doing different things now, but for many, many years, and she still sometimes does house parties. She organizes some house parties in Hamburg, or mainly in Hamburg, because that was the city where it all happened. Hamburg was very much the house city of Germany in the 90s.
Yeah.
Like Frankfurt was techno and Berlin was more techno, but Hamburg was house. So
all right.
Whoever was like really active in the house scene, it came out of Hamburg.
Well, I understand that she's still around, because, you know, once you get bitten by that house bug, it never goes away. I would say that it's really stays with you. Now I have time only for last but not definitely least question, which would be, what are your current projects in house music? Because you have been influencing and you have been in scene for a long time, so you have impacted the house music community internationally with your releases from all that beginning until today, and you continue to do that. But what would be your current and upcoming project, if you could mention a little bit about those two?
Yes, Heidi, thank you for asking, because that is, of course, very important to me. And there's two things that I really, actually three things that I really like to mention is there will be an amazing remix of Make It Happen coming out this summer by Stardate and Dancing Divas. Shout out to both of them. It's wonderful. It's amazing. And I'm really looking forward to that, because it's also 30 years, sort of like a, now and then.
Yeah, like anniversary.
94, 95, and 2024. So it's really something that I look forward to. It will be out in June. I can't say the dates now, because I'm still working on the getting everything together for that release. But in April, I don't know when you are going to show this, but probably in April, there will be also a really, really nice release together with Zanzi, a Brazilian producer. And this I really look forward to. I'm not saying more, because you will all find out about this. It's actually a cover, but it's so different and so nice. And I really, really like it very much. Shout out to Zanzi as well.
Shout out to Zanzi.
Yes. And to David Tallman, of course. He's one of our favorites.
Yes,
we love you,
DJ
David.
DS. Mr. Funky himself.
Yes, he's such a wonderful person. And he's doing a lot for the house community, I would say. So he deserves to be.
Yes,
well,
he deserves, and he's gonna be also part of Heidi's House podcast at some point.
Wonderful. I look forward to that.
Happy to mention that, and congratulations of your releases as well. Now, the last moment would be to ask, if somebody would like to know more about you and find you from the social media, where can they find you?
Well, they can find me on Instagram, of course, or TikTok, or Facebook, SoundCloud, and of course TrackSource, my most important place where I release and sell music. I think TrackSource is wonderful. Thank you for being there, TrackSource. Shout out to TrackSource as well. I think they give us the opportunity to have a platform our kind of house music, which is great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the main. And one more thing, there will be also this autumn, like a compilation on this for Disco Roots Records with
All right.
Disco Roots Records, all nice, like gold editions. So look, I'm looking forward to that.
Beautiful. We are looking forward to that. And now I'm gonna say big, big, big thank you. And we are gonna continue to the mini mix. So again, shout out to
Thank you,
Phie
Heidi.
Claire.
Thank you, dear. It was so nice talking to you. Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye, Heidi. Bye.